Okay. Oh my goodness. Hey, everybody. I'm in my kids' play area. I hope you can hear me. It's Victoria. I am back. I am back. It has been quite some time. So, trying to think, should I go into where I've been? Basically, I have two children, and they are, they have special needs. And my oldest son was really struggling. He started struggling in the spring, and it continued on to the summer and the fall. And we are just now kind of, getting our groove back, so to speak. And I'm in their little play nook. They like to do like these forts and everything. So that's why it looks completely different. But I wanted to do a live with you guys. Here we are going into 2026. So fun. New Year's are always so fun. My birthday is in a few days, and I'm really excited about that as well. So, today I wanted to talk about the top 3 things that I am going to do a better job of in 2026. Now, they are in no particular order, and they are just things that I think are really important, and I think we can all do an awesome job if we put a little bit of intention into it. I am still doing our 4 intentional needs: sleep, movement, mindset, and nutrition. That is still our foundation. That's still important, especially as autism moms. And the reason why is because for these things, you have to be so intentional because they're so easy to slip through the cracks. These are things that people talk about as being important, but things that are important but not urgent are really easy to just not do. Nothing horrible is going to happen to you if you don't practice them immediately. Over time, your health will completely deteriorate, yes, but because nothing urgent happens immediately, it's so easy to just not do them. And that's why we have to be so intentional about it. I've also started to post weekly on the podcast again, so that's also very exciting. So this will be short, but I wanted to come and chime in before 2025 is over. So the top 3 things. Number 1, focusing more on my favorite things. Why? As an autism parent, it is an all-day, everyday job. And I think a lot of influencers talk about the highlights and the difficulties a little bit, but it's easy to forget something that is all day, every day. You can't escape it. It's something that you have to be aware of. And let me give you an example. So with autism, there are no off days. So many times as parents, we can struggle with fatigue, exhaustion, depletion, overwhelm, shame, guilt, fears all day long, all night long. And if we don't focus on the things that helps us feel good, it can be this, unrelenting cycle of events. And we can forget that this is our life, and life is beautiful, but we do have to focus on it. So I'll tell you, for me, personally, I love winter, but I need to feel like I'm warm. So for me, I love merino wool. I love wool hats, wool scarves, wool coats, boots, clothing, even thermals. Wool thermals helps me because I like to stay active and I walk like almost every day. And, getting the kids out and about and everything, I like to be able to be really, really warm. Something really simple, because sometimes wool is not like the least expensive thing, but I always feel like in the long run, it really just pays for itself. especially any type of natural fabric, is going to make your body feel really good. There's actually a lot of science around natural fabrics, meaning cotton, wool, linen. These are natural fabrics, and they've even correlated wearing these fabrics to health. And I think that's probably why the Most High mentioned for people to do that in the Bible. But going back to topic, my favorite thing. So I love wool. I also love like my Yeti, my little pink Yeti, well, my big pink Yeti. And I also plan on getting like a clay Yeti-ish thing. So those are really simple things, but I like those kinds of things. So I think it's important for us to make lists of things we enjoy that we can do every day. It's nice to have some grandiose thing that we enjoy, but having the little things are really important too. Number two, having an annual planning session where you look at the year and think of what kind of things you're wanting to accomplish. This is my first year of doing an annual planning session. Every year I always do a vision board, but this is my first annual planning session. The reason why I feel like that's really important is because you kind of have an idea of where you're going. Whenever you are on a road, it's your GPS. And whenever you're on a road, you want to be able to know where you're going. And that's really the only way to be able to actually have a trajectory of being able to get there, right? If we have things kind of planned out. There may be some bumps in the road. There may be some things that you're not planning for and you don't realize. But if you have a trajectory of where you're wanting to go, it's a lot easier to actually get there. And I think it's even having the big picture is just as good, or actually, I'm going to rephrase that. It's important to have the big picture, and then yes, we break it down from there. But I think it's important to have the big picture first so that it's easier to break it down from there if you have a big picture, and it also makes more sense. So this year I usually save up for our vacations, but I've decided, I watched this short of this woman talking about never save up for a vacation, put it in the budget, because, just like everything else, just like you're paying your utilities and your car payment or whatever it is that's in your budget, put your vacation in there as well, because that's important. And I 100% agree with that. I just never really thought of it that way. So that is something that we are planning to do. And I'm going to mention that in my annual budget planning strategy session. And also something about planning gives peace. Yes, like I said, there can be things that kind of pop up. But when you have this really strong idea of where you're going, you feel more peaceful. And it just helps you have this idea of what you're wanting to accomplish. And on the podcast, I did mention how thinking about how the year has gone, what things you're wanting to take into the new year, and what you're wanting to leave behind. And that's really important to think about for both. Another example for me, I want to make sure that I have things more planned out, just for even our weekly things that we do and even daily. I have a running list of what I can prepare the night before for my kids that I don't have to worry about in the morning. So let me give you an example. Laying out their school clothes. Well, I homeschool, but we still have, school clothes and everything, and play clothes and stuff. So laying out our clothes, laying out their PJs even, prepping all of that, knowing what we're eating the day before, prepping that, and then actually preparing as much as I can for breakfast so that it's not so hectic in the morning. So like tomorrow, I am making like this a hot cereal, as well as like this vegan delicious sweet bread. And it's a really simple recipe. It's grain-free, it's gluten-free, but it's so delicious, and like a strudel type topping on top. And I've already made it. I'm just going to make like the hot cereal sauce that I put on top. And then I already made the strudel as well as the bread. It's all done. So in the morning, it makes it easier for me. I'm also like prepping my matcha coffee stuff. So in the morning, it's again, same concept. It's easy. Let it be easy. I have a friend that says it all the time. And so letting it be easy is awesome because it just makes it just easy. And I love that. You can see stuff in my background here because I wanted to just pop on really quick with you guys. So that's okay. For my third thing, so the first thing is focusing more on my favorite things. The second thing is having an annual strategy planning session for what you're going to be doing throughout the entire year. And then also the third thing is a reset day. Now, of course, I have a reset day. I'm Hebrew, so I have a Shabbat, but I want to be more intentional with my Shabbats, making them really special. I saw another short of a lady, how she was talking about the different things that you do with your family, your customs, that's a part of your family culture. And it's something that's really important. And you don't want to be lackadaisical about it. You want it to always be special so that your kids will look back and say, hey, we did this, we did this, we did this. Include them in the prep day when it's like prepping your food for the Shabbat, prepping the candles, having certain things that they know to look forward to because this is what we do. This is a part of our family culture and it makes it exciting. And so I want to be more intentional about making that exciting and involving them in more of the preparation of it. So when Shabbat is here, they're like, yay, it's exciting because it's something that we've been planning and preparing for all week long. So yeah, that is the long and short end of this mini session. And I plan to do more sessions. They're going to be a little bit shorter. They're going to be around this amount of time, between 10 and 15 minutes. And yeah, I feel like I am back. Things are a little bit more calm, finally. Things have calmed down in my family. I do feel like it's always going to be a priority to focus on my kids and what their needs are. And if I have to take even an unplanned hiatus, that's something that, I'll do and I'm okay with doing. So yes, chime in, comment below, tell me how things are going for you guys. What are your plans for the new year? And yeah, I look forward to talking to you again next time. Thanks. Bye.